I know. So I'm still in the hospital, and got something to eat finally. I've been here since yesterday morning, but I just found out that my food orders weren't put in until like after 4. So I guess they closed the dinner house down before that. But this stuff's so bad for you. Eat the blue stuff because it's made out of banana peels. This is really bad, the pink. But I got some Circle K and some cornflakes. I'm a real happy camper there because I'm a health food freak. The milk is, what is it, low fat milk. I like regular. It says orientation is locked, rotate device back. I don't know what this is done, this YouTube. But, so, anyway, I usually drink a gallon of whole milk every single day because it's just me. And it's probably a good thing because I fell twice in like the past month. And hopefully I haven't busted my knees up. I bet we'll find out. Because I've had more x-rays since I got here. X-rays I've never had in my life. And and I don't have medical insurance. But I've been talking to somebody about going to work in hospital. The problem is, like, I have lots of hospital bills, and like, if I apply for a job, will they put me in jail for hospital bills? And they're like, no. And so I might check it out because they're like, there's always work, and you can get work right away. And the pay is pretty good. And you don't have to be a doctor or anything. And they're really short at this hospital, actually. And but I think I'm gonna check it out because I've been hired at some places locally here, and I haven't even been put on the schedule yet. But I finally marched my butt to the hospital yesterday morning. I just couldn't take but like 4 steps and lose all my breath. And I was like, this is really bad. I've been sick for like a week, started with a cold. They did do a corona test yesterday. Then I think they did it twice. That's $1,000 each hit. And came up negative. Because they're like, do you think you had corona? I said, man, I've had it 3 times already. It would be really pitiful if I picked it up again. And I had that thought earlier this week after the cold set in. And then I just started getting like real deathly ill after that. And I thought, man, I might have got hit by corona again. And so my problem right now is low oxygen. I said I have really low oxygen. And I have super low blood pressure like the dead. I've always had that, but I think that's from lifting weights the majority of my life. But but yeah, so I had a way to vlog here. Let me see if I can get this to go up a little more. So you gotta have stuff to look at. I don't know if this will stay. Let's see if we can get this stay. No, maybe not. You just have to hold it. I'm gonna put this air. I've got air. figure this out. Oh, my hair is so matted up. It's like matted up to my shoulders. I need my brush. One of them anyway. So, I got this ear thing. I don't know, you can see it. Got an ear thing that I have to have on for oxygen. And it's freezing cold because it blows in your nose. Ugh. And I have a stuffy nose and runny nose, and it doesn't help. When they first put it in, it had such a stuffy nose. I'm like, what is that? What are you doing? They're like, I tell that. I said, well, what does it do? I said, it feels like it's blowing air, and I can't breathe. But I got that's a thing for TV and call. I haven't done any TV. I feel like it. Yeah. Here's the bad Nintendo part. And here's the thing. I don't know what this does. And thing here. And I got
medical alert, stroke alert, to West, room 216. Medical alert, stroke alert, to
this
West,
is
room 216.
blood pressure
Medical
thingy.
alert, stroke alert, to West, room 216.
And I'm in the emergency room. In a room. And this is IVs and blood work is the hardest thing on me because I have rolling veins. And this sucker hurts. They think they moved it again. And then I got this thing here. So they brought me chips twice yesterday, and I don't eat chips. One, potato chips and stuff like that give you cellulite. I don't know what this thing is right here. I don't want to touch that. I don't know what that is. Okay. People. But can't get hot food. At least the cereal that helped really a lot. And it's like 5 in the morning or something right now. I haven't had too much sleep. Nobody's come to visit me except this really cool EMT guy that works here. It's pretty awesome. Here's some more stuff. I don't know what all these things are. These medical things. So, I have to hold this. But anyway, let's see what time it is. 6:46 a.m. I think I got to sleep like right about 1 or 2 finally when I could get somebody to come lower the bed down because I didn't know how to do it. And it's real hard to try to get up and walk around because I'm hooked up to so much stuff. I don't know how to do it. And I finally got somebody to come and lower the bed down. I can actually lay flat, which is a miracle. Look at this milk will hold this up. Oh, that's better. So I have to keep asking for food. I feel like Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz. Try to find somebody that can figure out how to find the food or hot food. I could have visitors and stuff. I haven't had any really. Just my EMT friend I met when I first got here. He was really nice to come back twice to visit with me before he left, and then he stayed over just to hang out with me. That was really neat. And we just clicked. He was stationed in Oklahoma, and uh, I said, "Oh my God, that's like being sentenced." I said, when I left California, I went to Oklahoma for like a year, and it was really terrible. I said, it was like being sentenced to hell. And we laughed, and he's like, "Yeah, Oklahoma was pretty bad." And he was up in OK City, and I went there to take my state board when I transferred my hair license from California to Oklahoma, and that was definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. But I was telling about my Collector 77 Camaro, and I drove that up there for my state board, and I brought my friend Linda from Rock Creek, Oklahoma. She's licensed hairdresser, and she had to go back to school because her license expired. She didn't renew it, which it was like only $10 back then a year, and she had to go back to school for like 3 months to reinstate it. And she does dead people mostly. She makes out pretty good like that. And I said, man, I just don't know about that. And we used to talk about that stuff, like what's it like and stuff. She's older than me. She's a funny character. But she went with me for my state board. She knew state board like the back of her hand big time. And so I brought her with me to Corral. We drove up there, good state board. I'm thinking we stayed the night at one of her relatives' house and then drove back the next day or something. And uh, but she liked to drink. Oh my God. She liked that beer, boy. Got some of that bar. And so my boyfriend Kelly at the time, Kelly Thomas O'Brien, uh, that was a real nice guy that he claimed he was being divorced or divorced, and he stole most of my college money and my credit cards at one point. It was terrible. And I was a single parent with a kid, you know. Man, when I moved to Oklahoma, my daughter was 5 months old. I think it was about 5 months old. That was in May. No, she was a month old. A month old. And but yeah, people will still steal from you. They don't care. Got me for thousands and thousands. But and I was younger than him too. And found out later he was not divorced. Because I tried to hire my Uncle Ernest to help him out, and my Uncle Ernest goes, you know, this guy uh, is not divorced. He's lied to you, or he'd be divorced. And I'm like, really? And I said, but what about the legalities? Like, I'm doing this married guy, you know, and I don't want to get in trouble in a small town, country place. And he was like, well, that's real hard to prove. But I was like, man, because I wanted to have my uncle help him with his legal stuff. My uncle laid the law out told me exactly how it goes, and I'm like, really? How very interesting. But anyway, so my boyfriend at the time was Kelly Thomas O'Brien. He was a very charming guy. And so, uh, I had to stop payphone, be calling him and stuff. Didn't have those little phones back then. Well, they had the bag phones, but I didn't have one of those. And so, anyway, you'd be about me having that Motorola bag phone. I did have one or two of those later. But anyway, so on the way back, it's a really long trip from OK City to Pryor Creek. And on the way back, Linda wanted to stop at we stopped at a truck stop. I guess we were probably about halfway back. And she got like a 6-pack and all. I said, "What are you doing?" She says, "I'll just get me a beverage." I'm like, "I don't know about bringing all that liquor in the car." And uh, and I don't drink, in the car. And, well, I didn't drink at all back then. I quit drinking because I had a kid. But she's like, "Oh, it'll be all right." And she drank like a man. And so she put it in the back, and I said, "You'll cover it up and stuff in case it gets stopped." Because, again, I was in a flaming red, lacquer red Camaro, 77 Camaro, all right, and with pizza cutters on it, big old wide tires, nice car. The only thing wrong with that car is I had a shift on the column. It would have been so much better if it had that floor shift thing going on. But it was a pretty hot car. And it had guts. And I think I just got it. I think I had it for about a month. And so I, you know, thought I might check it out on the open highway a little bit. Come on, that turnpike, that damn turnpike, they've charged on that since my dad lived in Oklahoma. Because he's a Okie, he's from the South. And uh, he used to make jokes about, I can't believe they still charge from that turnpike. He said, when I was a kid, they said they'd stop doing it in 20 years because they would pay for it. And uh, I said, yeah, well, it's way long after that, and they're still charging. Every time I used to go through, I'd say, "Hey, you got free Chevy Day today?" And they'd laugh. I said, "My dad said this sucker's supposed to be paid off 20 years later after they put it up when he was young." And they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, you guys still charging." But anyway, so we had stopped, and she got that 6-pack. I don't know what else. I got something to eat, and I guess a soda pop. We went to get back in the car. I called my boyfriend. She called somebody, and she's, was pouring those beers down, which I was hoping she'd get most of that knocked out before we got on the road, because I didn't want to eat empty containers or anything else. I didn't even want that stuff in the car, but she so had to have it. And so everybody back there, they always like to drink and stuff. And so I took in I'm going down the highway, and I got a pretty good run, piggyback with a tractor trailer. I was clocking about 99 to 101. And we get some good time going back, playing the King of Swing. Woohoo! We were banging. Summer day, and all of a sudden I see this, and behind me, because I always watch all my mirrors. Behind me, coming down over this hill on the turnpike, there's this car that comes over. It has a dome on the top, like something out of that old show Dragnet. I was like, "What the heck is this?" And it's like kind of creeping up on me. And then next thing I know, I said, man, that looks like a cop car for real. And so uh, me and the tractor trailer, were slowing down a little. And then the guy pulls me over. And he gets out and he walks up to the car and he's got this big brown cowboy hat with uh, he's got a gold bullet belt, all these gold bullets. It's the goofiest thing I've ever seen. Brown, dark brown suit, and kind of hefty dude. It's something like out of a movie. It's really funny. He's like, I ain't license registration. And uh, he says, it takes that, it takes a while, he comes back to the car, and Linda goes, well, how fast were you going? I was going, well, I was looking to be like 99, 101. And I was running really smooth. I was just starting to get just a little bit of shakedown. Because I could use like one or two tires. I just got that car. And, but yeah, I want to totally push it. I had a friend of mine who flipped a car at about 60. Some bald tires, and it was really a bad thing in Oklahoma. And so then he comes back, and I said, and I had tinted the windows on this car. I couldn't get the louver thing to go on the back window, like on DeLoreans and stuff. And so I cut window tint into louvers and put it in the back window, which was really super cool. And so it kind of looked louvered. And then I tinted the side windows in limo tint, because you could do that back then in Oklahoma. You could tint them pretty dark, and they were almost limo tint. And did it myself. First time, did really good on that, because I used to use the other limo tint, the other window tints, and they were lighter, but I used that real heavy. It was so much easier, because it really helps with the sun. It really protects the car uh, in the hot states. But I didn't put any on the front windshield, just on the two side windows and the back window. And so it was really funny, because when the cop pulled up, he was a trooper. And I said, well, so how come you have gold-plated bullets? I said, you must not use them very often. And he just kind of looked at me. You know, I was in my 20s. And so he's later, when he brought my license and registration to me, I said, well, may I ask you, sir, what you stopped me for? And Linda's sitting in the passenger seat. This is so funny, because she's older than me. And he says, you're doing 65 in a 55 mile an hour zone. And I kept, like this so serious poker face, because I was booking 99 and 101, piggyback with that tractor trailer for a while. And I went, oh. And he walked back to his car for a while. And Linda goes, this is not going to be good. And I said, why? And she said, they'll take your license and they'll take your car. So, are you kidding me? And she goes, no. She says, too many miles over the speed limit. I said, damn it, why didn't you say something? And so, in California, you just get tickets for the crap. Back then, they don't get all excited. But the stuff they get excited about in California is like drunk driving. You're driving in the school zones wrong, or the carpool lane. Oh, they're really nuts over carpool lane. But yeah, so anyway, he comes back and he has this ticket thing, and he has me sign it. And side of things right now. Drive on a little bit, and Linda goes, what are you doing? And I said, well, what's the next stop? Because, she's from Oklahoma, so she knew everything. And I said, what's the next stop? Like a truck stop, the next exit. And she goes, well, it'll be up here in a little bit, you know. She knew all that stuff like the back of her hand, because, like, in Oklahoma, they didn't have a whole lot of signs for stuff. It's just like sugar beets and tumbleweed, man. And so we were on the big turnpike. And which is like a giant freeway to nowhere. It's just, there's like hardly any exits, nothing out there. And so, anyway, she knew exactly the next exit. And so we went there and went to some gas station, grabbed some food, and bought her lunch and stuff. And she had to make a call. She would drink some more beers. Oh yeah, right before the guy pulls us over, I told her she had a beer in her lap. And I told her, I said, get rid of the beer. She goes, what do you want me to do? I said, well, don't throw it out the window. I said, pour it into the floor, and the brand new carpet, I poured it into the floor. I had black carpet. And she goes, pour it in the floor. And I'm like, yeah. I said, you got to empty it out. Pour it into the floor and try to hide the can. And so she did, which was a good thing. He didn't search the car or anything, which was really great. I told him, I said, man, I'm just coming back from doing my state board in OK City, and for my hair license to transfer from California. And so, oh, funny. Anyway, I probably had it me because I had somebody older with me. Linda was with me. And she probably could have passed for my mom. But anyway, so I shouldn't be talking so much. I'm low oxygen. So anyway, when we pulled off, she said, so what'd you get for ticket? I went, I don't know, and I handed it to her. And it was a colored ticket. It was like green or something. And she read it, and she said, God damn. And I said, what? She said, this is a temporary warning. And I said, so what does that mean? She said, this ain't no damn ticket. She said, a warning. And it was real funny because when the cop pulled me over and I lowered the window, he was like, God damn, I thought this was a kid driving this car. And I went, no. I said, I got of age to where I could get one of these cars and be able to own it without going crazy with it. And so I earned my right to have a nice toy car. But yeah, so it was really funny. So anyway, I said a warning thing. And she goes, yeah. And so you still had to go to court or something? Because I remember going to court on it. And I think I paid $25 on the thing or something. And they just tell you it's a warning. If you don't get any more tickets in like 6 months' time or something, they like cut it loose. I don't know. And so, anyway, on our drive back when we go to get back in the car and get on the road, she's like, what are you doing? I said, I kept looking at my watch. What are you doing? I said, well, I gotta wait a little bit. I said, because I gotta wait till he goes somewhere and then he calls the dogs off ahead of me in case they try to stop me again. I mean, it's pretty hard to hide a flaming red lacquer Camaro, So, when time passed, I just gotta get in the car and rock and roll again. And Linda just laughed, and we cruised our way in. I was only booking about 80 on the way back in. And still always keeping my eyes open. And we made it in. It was hard to believe. And got in like no time. We only had, I think, like an hour left of riding or something. We made it pretty fast. I just couldn't wait to get back. I wanted to see my boyfriend. And He was mad when I got back. I can't believe you drove like that. I said, why? So I wanted to road test the car a little bit. Oh, this oxygen thing is a pain in the butt. Ugh, I hate it. I gotta try to blow my nose again. But anyway, so there you go. The red Camaro story. But anyway, I didn't get to finish telling my, my friend yesterday that story because we got way off into cars talking about cars. Way off there. But well, anyway, he's supposed to be back today if I'm still here. He's changed shift for today though. He was on the morning shift yesterday. Maybe they'll call him in early. Who knows? Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna try to go back to sleep, and hopefully they'll bring me hot food this time. You guys have a great one. And, in the meantime, my phone's gonna be off for a day or two. And the storages are due. They're already late. So, and I got hired at 3 places and no schedule. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. And you have a good one. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.